She never planned to meet a billionaire that rainy night. She was just a poor mother, soaked to the bone, counting her last coins to buy bread for her child. One small decision, stepping into the wrong building by accident, would change her life forever. But what shocked millions wasn't the money, the mansion, or the fame. It was the secret she carried, and the choice the billionaire made when he finally discovered the truth. If she had arrived 5 minutes earlier, or 5 minutes later, none of this would have happened. Maria stood under the flickering streetlight, clutching her thin coat around her trembling body. The rain fell mercilessly, soaking the cracked sidewalk and washing away the little chalk drawings her son had made earlier that day. Her name was Maria Alvarez, a single mother who had learned how to survive on hope more than food. Every day was a battle: unpaid rent, rejected job applications, and a child who smiled even when his stomach growled. That evening her son Leo burned with fever. The free clinic had turned her away again because her paperwork was incomplete. With no money for medicine and no one to call for help, Maria did the only thing she could. She walked. She walked through neighborhoods she had never dared enter before, praying for shelter from the storm and maybe, just maybe, a miracle. Her legs finally gave out near a towering glass building glowing like a beacon in the darkness. Exhausted and desperate, she stepped inside, thinking it was a public hospital. The marble floors, golden lights, and silent elevators told a different story. Before she could turn back, she collapsed. When Maria opened her eyes, she was warm, too warm. Soft sheets wrapped around her and the smell of clean linen filled the air. Panic shot through her chest. She tried to sit up, but a calm voice stopped her. "Please don't move." The man standing by the bed didn't look real. Tailored suit, calm eyes, a presence that filled the room without effort. His name was Alexander Reed, one of the youngest billionaires in the world. He owned the building, and now somehow she was inside his private penthouse. Security had wanted to throw her out. Alexander stopped them. Something about the way she whispered her son's name in her sleep had shaken him. When Maria realized where she was, tears streamed down her face. She begged him not to call the police. She told him everything: her son, the fever, the clinic, the hunger. Her words weren't polished. They were raw, broken, and painfully honest. Alexander listened. For the first time in years, he didn't check his phone. He didn't interrupt. He simply listened. He arranged for Leo to be brought there immediately. A private doctor arrived within minutes. Medicine was given. The fever broke. Maria cried silently beside her son's bed, overwhelmed by gratitude and shame all at once. But Alexander noticed something else, something Maria didn't realize she was revealing. A faded photo slipped from her bag while she slept. When he picked it up, his breath caught. It was a picture of him, taken 25 years ago. The billionaire had everything, except the one thing this poor mother had been hiding for decades. Alexander confronted Maria gently the next morning. When he showed her the photo, her face drained of color. She knew this moment would come someday. She just never imagined it would be like this. Years ago, Maria had worked as a cleaner in a small coastal hotel. Alexander was there then, not rich, not powerful, just a broken young man running from a painful past. They shared conversations, laughter, and dreams during late-night shifts, but life pulled them apart. He left to chase success. She stayed behind, unaware she was carrying more than memories. She never told him about the child, not because she wanted money, but because she saw how desperate he was to escape poverty. She chose silence so he could rise. Leo wasn't just any child. He was Alexander's son. The truth hit him harder than any business loss ever had. Anger came first, then confusion, then overwhelming guilt. While he built an empire, his child slept hungry. While he lived in luxury, Maria survived on courage alone. Maria didn't ask for anything. She only asked one thing: please don't let this change who you are. But it changed everything. Alexander didn't announce it to the world right away. Instead, he chose action. He became present. He learned how to be a father. He listened to Leo stories, attended school meetings, and sat on the floor playing with toy cars. Months later, the world finally learned the story, not from gossip, but from Alexander himself. He shared it during a charity summit, his voice shaking as he spoke of a poor mother who taught him what real wealth meant. Millions were shocked, not because a billionaire found love or family, but because he gave away half his fortune to build clinics, schools, and shelters for single parents like Maria. He said one sentence that echoed across the world. "I was the richest man alive and the poorest father." Maria never asked to be rescued. She asked to be seen. And in the end, she wasn't just seen, she changed a life, a family, and the hearts of millions. Sometimes, the greatest miracles don't come from money or power, but from quiet sacrifices made in the dark. And sometimes, one accidental meeting is all it takes to remind the world that love is the greatest legacy of all.